Welcome investors. We are Biz21 Landscaping. My name's John, and with me we have Lindsay and Paris. And today we'd like to talk about an opportunity that we see in the market. So let's start off with a little bit of a story. So I remember my dad always mowing the lawn and me following along right behind him with my Fisher-Price lawnmower. Now that we've gotten a little older, my dad actually loves to be more at our cabin and not a lot at our house. And he doesn't have a lot of time in his old age. And this is where we really believe that we can step in and provide people like my dad service. And that would be through cutting their lawn and offering other lawn maintenance. So something that we want to ask today is, what does your home mean to you? And how are you keeping it in the shape you want it to keep?
So looking at the opportunity, we've actually found from our research that 76% of individuals who earn over $100,000 want to keep their lawns looking nice, but they actually don't have the time to do so. So our recommendation today is Biz21 Landscaping, which is a premium landscaping service that offers high-end landscaping services for immaculate maintenance of our clients' yards. So our competitive advantage is three-tiered. First, we offer weekly maintenance services. So these are regular services that are done every single week. Second, we offer our clients virtual updates. So they'll know exactly when the landscapers are on their property, when they're in the yard, and when the work is completed. And last, we offer easy payment online. So our clients don't have to worry about playing phone tag and going through a lot of hassle in order to pay us when the job is done. So in terms of the investment that we're asking for a $125,000 investment that will be paid back over 3 years. So the actual interest that you investors will earn in that time will be $25,000, which we think is a very attractive investment opportunity for you.
So before we go into the business in a bit more detail, we'd like to present to you a bit more analysis on the industry, the market, and the customers that we'd be working in and with. So looking at the industry, we are in the home renovation industry, particularly as our name suggests, the landscaping subsector. But what's really important about this? Well, first, it's an industry that's growing at a rate of 4.5% every year, which means there's a lot of opportunity for growth, not only just for our business, but also in the community. Secondly, it has low barriers of entry. And while this could invite additional competitors, what it really gives us is the opportunity to establish a strong foothold based on that competitive advantage and based on the services we provide. And finally, there's an increased use of quality equipment. And this fits perfectly with the services we're providing because we want top service with top staff and really providing that satisfaction to our clients. There are a few competitors that are worth mentioning. When looking at direct competitors, there's two that stand out, Green Roots and Salisbury. While they're both large companies that are able to offer similar services, they don't do it in a way that allows really to build that relationship. They don't provide as much ease of service. And again, they don't provide those virtual real-time updates that our clients are really asking for. For indirect competitors, there's of course smaller firms that are independently owned and do-it-yourselfers, but as we've identified, they don't have the time to really commit to this and really create the service and the quality that they want to show off to their neighbors. So who exactly are we targeting? What is our target market? Well, I'd like to introduce you to Winston and Blanche. So Winston and Blanche earn over $100,000 a year and they live in West Edmonton. And while they do still have jobs and they enjoy other activities such as going to the lake and playing golf, they just don't have the time to keep their lawn in the pristine conditions that they'd like to. And they really want to show off their beautiful home with a beautiful lawn because their neighbors also have beautiful homes. And they fall in our market, so looking at a little bit more detail with the market size, it's about 8,000 people, and this is broken down based on the number of homes in Edmonton, as well as general location and income streams. So what's really important here is that Winston and Blanche represent that 76% of people that want a beautiful home with a beautiful yard, but they just don't have the time to keep it up themselves, which is where we'll come in.
So looking at the services that we offer 3 different services. So first is the weekly lawn mowing, and we offer this for $30 a week. We also offer weekly lawn and garden fertilization services for $10 a week. And lastly, weekly tree and shrub pruning for $20 a week. Now, the important thing to understand with these services is that we are offering that high quality, top-notch service. So this isn't just some landscaper who comes in, mows the lawn and leaves. They're really putting in a lot of care and a lot of attention to detail to make sure that our clients are getting the best possible job done with the highest quality in a very clean and efficient manner, which is really important to our target clients. So in terms of the actual walkthrough of what our business looks like, from the client perspective, the very first thing that we do with our clients is a consult. So our customer will book an appointment with us via phone or online through our website, and then we'll have one of our consultants go and do that initial consultation with them. And basically what happens at this consultation is our consultant basically just tells them which services they think they would probably need based on the size of their yard and the types of greenery that they actually have on their property. The second phase here is actually offering the service. So our customer will create an online account so that they have access to that virtual update in real time. They'll get a notification upon the start of the job, and they'll get those continual virtual updates so that they can review what's being done, and they actually know when the landscapers are on their property working. And lastly, once we've completed the service for them, they will get billed through their credit card online, so it's totally easy and hassle-free for them. So looking at the walkthrough from our company perspective, the very first thing that we do, of course, would be that consultation with the client, just letting them know, what services we think would be applicable to them and their yard. The next thing that we would do is the service. So our operations manager would actually schedule the appropriate crew for the appropriate time that the client has requested. Then the crew will perform the service, and once that's done, the operations manager will send the update to the client. And once that's all complete, we will receive the payment at the end of the job. So looking at the equipment and other things that we'll need to actually start up this business, in terms of equipment, it will be the lawnmowers, the motorized trimmers, and as well any other smaller trimmers and pruning tools that we might need. We'll also need to have an office space. So we've identified a space in West Edmonton, very close within our target area that we're hoping to focus on, and we think it would be a very appropriate space to work within to meet our clients if needed. And then lastly, the other requirements that we'll need to fulfill will be getting a business license, getting the appropriate WCB coverage so that our employees are covered in case of an accident, and having that liability insurance so that we know, we are covered if there's any issues, since we will be working on our clients' properties.
So let's break down how we're going to actually set up our staffing. So we've broken it into 4 categories, and we see that in operations, sales, finance, and marketing. To break this down into a day-by-day activities, we look into the operations first. So this is actually the service base that Lindsay brought up, and this is going to be associated with 2 crews. And the main part about this is that we want the operation manager to be able to actually go out and work with both crews during the day. So in total, these crews will actually service 4 lawns a day, and they'll service 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. So when we look through the breakdown of their times, the big one is that 8:30 setup time and walk through the operations management for the first crew. And for the second crew, we actually see that it's going to drop down to 9:30. So it allows the operation manager to see both crews and allows them to set up well. The second part is that sales strategy. So like, again, Lindsay talked about that first step of that consultation. These are going to be our consultants. So we recommend that we have about 2 people doing our consulting. And so we actually see them benefiting from a split shift. So in the first 4 hours of the day, they'll be working in the office, taking and receiving calls, and making those appointments for the estimators to go out. Later in the day at 4 p.m., they'll come back into work, and this is where they're going to be going door to door and actually consulting with the clients. We made sure that it was at 4 p.m. so that people that do have busy lifestyles can meet in the evening, and that way we can actually talk to them in person and view their lawns while we're doing that. The next one is marketing. So we really want to hit this in a 3-pronged approach. So the first one is we want to do flyers. We see that this person is going to be going and just posting flyers throughout neighborhoods. The second one is that word of mouth campaign. So they're really going to be working on social media and interacting with clients and really promoting how well our service has been to other clients. And then the last one is that door-to-door sales. So we really want to see this person actually go door-to-door in neighborhoods, talking with people, seeing what their needs are, and looking for opportunities to maybe pitch our company to them. So in total, our operation, we will see that we have about 4 sites a day, and that's going to be about 20 sites in a week. And we see that in our first year with 2 crews that we'll actually hit around 1,000 sites, which is really like 20 clients. And we see that as a very reasonable goal, especially that we have laid out with 8,000 potential clients. So in year 2, we want to boost that up into 3 crews, hitting 1,500 sites, and having around 30 clients. Still not even reaching even nearly the 8,000 clients that we had proposed. Lastly, in year 3, we really want to boost those numbers and get into 4 crews. And we think that with the 4th additional crew, you can actually see some economies of scale and actually boost it up not only by 500 sites a year, but actually 1,000 sites. And we see that you can actually take on about 50 clients with this.
So, before we can really capture these clients and get our operation started, we need to establish some marketing strategies which I'd like to share with you today. The first one really touches on that word of mouth campaign that John mentioned. So this will be in the structure of a social media campaign, which will look at spending about $350 every week on Facebook ads that are of course targeted to that demographic that we're looking for, and even their extended family that it might be able to recommend our service. And then it would be also a Facebook contest. So this is taking, it's really tying in those virtual updates as well as customers sharing photos of their homes. And then the one with the most likes will be able to win a special flower prize to be planted in their yard and be cared for weekly. Then we'll have the flyering. So this will be about 250 flyers every week, spread out across many different neighborhoods. And the cost of this will be approximately $45 plus the labor included. And then finally, our sales strategy. So you have established a door-to-door strategy, which will work with our marketing team. And it'll be 3 hours a day in those hours of 5 to 8 when people are home from work, they've had dinner, and they're ready to chat about what services we can provide. So looking at our goals and a bit of a timeline for the organization, of course we will need to purchase all of our startup equipment and that initial marketing, and setting up those first 20 clients within the first year. Then moving forward, after we've captured approximately 0.24% of the market, we'll launch the bigger Facebook campaign, we'll hire additional crews, and we'll increase our sales hours. So this really allows us to capture those new clients and reach that capture rate of 0.36%. And then finally, we'll continue to grow our operations, and we'll expand our services to St. Albert, which is also a similar target demographic. And this really allows us to capture those 2,500 services provided in a year and a capture rate of 0.61%.
So let's break down some of the costs. So the first thing that we're going to do is the cost breakdown is our startup cost. And we see that is going to cost actually only $3,500 to start up. And the big one of that is our business license and also our lawnmowers and our 2 trimmers. This is some of the equipment and that is really going to be the focus here. Breaking down the cost into our fixed costs, we see that the total fixed cost in the first year is going to be about $35,000. And then additionally, total variable is really going to be job site, is going to be the labor cost. The big thing here is that we see that in our first year, we're actually going to run a deficit of profit, and we're only going to make about negative $15,000, but we're actually going to break even in year 2, and in year 3 is where we're going to really make a lot of pull, and we're going to make that $42,000.
So looking at risks, we do have identified a risk that we think is associated with this business. So the risk would be if the demographics in the neighborhoods that we are targeting changes over time. And the trigger for this risk would be if we feel like that demographic change has actually skewed by more than 15%. So in that case, our mitigation would be to use new data to target the most appropriate neighborhoods and with the demographic that fits our target market. So finally, to recap our presentation for you today, our recommendation for you is Biz201 Landscaping. And Biz201 Landscaping is a company that offers premium, high-end landscaping services for our high-end clients. We believe that by offering these immaculate lawn services, we're really fulfilling the need that these people have to get those services done in a timely way. The investment that we're asking for is $125,000, and you'll see interest of $25,000 and a full payback by the end of year 3.
So again, we want to bring back to where we started. So the story about my dad not having enough time and wanting to spend his time doing things he likes. And what we really want to ask is, what does your home mean to you? Well, we'd like to thank you and open the floor for questions.
Okay, so as an investor, why is this industry attractive? And I want you to tell me a little bit more about what I should be interested in going forward with this industry.
Thank you for your question. So of course, as mentioned, it is growing at a 4.5% rate every year. So this offers us a great opportunity to capture. But what's even more important is that we've taken the time to go and consult with actual people who are living in these neighborhoods. And what we've noticed is that is a service that they're demanding, but only about 5 to 10% of them are actually hiring people and using those services. So we think that there is demand there that we're able to capture through our great marketing strategy, and this will really allow you to get a full amount of your money as well as that of interest, and really provide you with a great chance to grow with the company as well.
So in many cases, people with high income would typically have service on staff that are individual service providers for their families. So what makes you different, and what's your competitive advantage, and why wouldn't people just go with the normal service?
Yeah, for sure. Great question. So I think one of the things that we offer is that flexibility, and really allows people not to actually hire on a staff and take on that liability of having a staff member. And I think the other real great thing about this is that we actually are planning on buying the best mowers and actually want to give the best pristine training. So not only will we have really great staff members working here, but we'll have great equipment, and that's something that you don't necessarily want to take on as a homeowner. Instead, spread that load over multiple homeowners.
So you introduced your break-even point. Is there a breakdown of how many units that you'll have to accomplish in order to reach this?
Yeah, for sure. So our break-even point is at approximately 2 years. So we're looking at about 50 clients in total, spread over 2 years.
Thank you. That's all the questions I have.